Hey Rebels, my name is Matthew Barton, and I'm the host of the Rebellion Brewing podcast. We're going through a really crazy time right now. We're all kind of locked in our houses and going stir crazy. But there's one person who's been doing something really interesting, and that's supporting local and pushing a really positive community message on social media. But it's not the first time she's been pushing a positive community message. It's something that we at Rebellion have noticed through our Twitter feed and our social media channels, and we really love that energy. The guest I'm talking about, her name is Krista Broda. She's written a few articles for the CBC talking about the riders, talking about the Pats, and I gotta let you know, it's really infectious, and in the good way, not the coronavirus way. So, let's not waste any time, let's get into it. Krista, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
How's it going?
It's going okay. we're keeping busy here, trying to keep busy.
Day 7 in lockdown?
Yeah. Yeah, it's something different for us for sure. We're a pretty busy family, so.
So, the way I kind of came to know about you was seeing you tweeting about craft beer on social media. What kind of got you doing that? How'd you get started talking on Twitter?
That's just, it's something that my husband and I both just love, and that's something we really have in common. We are very regular at three of the breweries in town, and it's just something we've always had amazing service, and we've always had. It's just it's a really good feeling to go there, to go and support the local breweries. So I do. I push it a lot on my social media because I just want everyone to have that experience that we do. Yeah.
One of the things I've really noticed is you have this tendency to focus on really positive, constructive comments. And I kind of wanted to know, what's the psychology? What's driving it behind that?
I appreciate you saying that. I do. I do make a conscious effort to remain positive and to, especially now, there's just, especially on social media, it's just so much negativity. And I just want I want people to just feel something good. so I do like to try and be positive and not focus on the negative. Because while everywhere around us is closed, there's still ways we can help, and I think it's important to people realize that.
I noticed you were doing lockdown outfits.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about what inspired that?
It's purely out of boredom, but then I realized that I have a lot of local t-shirts and a lot of local things I wear just from businesses around town, and so I started just putting those on display and then telling people sort of how they're in operation and what they're doing to get through this lockdown. So while they're closed, say Rebellion is open, but just selling beer cans, and people should need to know that, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about was, what's your background? Like, you're not from Saskatchewan, but you're a big Saskatchewan booster. Can you kind of tell me that story?
I'm actually from Vancouver Island. I was raised in Nanaimo on the island. So, and then I met my husband in Calgary one day at a Rider game, and he is just born and raised Saskatchewan, will never, ever, ever leave here. And so I ended up here, and it's really, I just absolutely love it here. Couldn't love it anymore, I don't think. So. Kind of different because people do usually go the other way, but
well, my wife's actually from Wisconsin.
Oh, is she? Oh my goodness.
She met me about 11 years ago and moved up. It's 10 years of living in Saskatchewan.
Wow.
She came up in the summer the first time, so then she had a couple easy winters, and then when the bad winters started happening, she's like, "Oh, you tricked me."
Yeah. I know. I think my first day ever moving, the first weekend after I moved here, the wind chill was minus 52, and I was second guessing myself, but it all worked out after that.
That's a big change. A lot of my friends who have moved from Saskatchewan to Vancouver, when they come back, they have like windbreakers. I'm like, what's wrong with you? You know what the winter's like.
Yeah, we just went over February to the island, and it was just we just wore hoodies, and that was it. We didn't bring any coats with us. It was nice. Yeah.
Do you have any favorite craft breweries in Vancouver you'd recommend to our guests?
So I'm from Nanaimo.
From Nanaimo, sorry.
So yeah, and then my favorite brewery there is White Sails. That would be kind of my local brewery there. And then yeah, lots of really good ones on the island. There's Riot, which is located near Chemainus on the island, and they're doing really, really well for themselves now. They started a few years ago, and it really took off. So lots of really good little breweries out there.
What beer from Riot would you recommend? I've heard a lot about them.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't know them off the top of my head, but they. I just know that they're really popular. I got a flight in there, and I didn't. I don't remember what I had, but good little spot.
And then you told me I remember reading your one article, and you were talking about how you kind of caught the Roughrider bug.
Right. Yeah.
So have you been sneaking craft beer at the Roughrider games then?
I have. Yes, that's probably the greatest thing that happened to the stadium, I think. So, yeah, that's always it's always a nice treat, and I think that's a really good way to sell it and to just make the game day experience that much better. It's yeah, it's a nice treat for sure.
Do you have like a favorite Roughrider memory so far? Were you here for Green Mile?
I was here. So the 2013 Grey Cup, I was here, and that would probably be my favorite. I think most of them take place at the old stadium. All my favorite memories, but the new one's getting pretty fun in there too now. But just I don't know, the atmosphere is a lot different than than the old one, but still, yeah, I still enjoy going. Lots of fun.
I was talking with my mom. She's a diehard Rider fan, like dyed in the wool, bleeds green, season ticket holder for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
And she got into the Riders because her grandma, my great grandma, was a babysitter for one of the players.
Oh, really?
So he would drop his kids off, and then he would give her free tickets to go to the game. So there's my little 5'2" grandma, tiny babushka, Eastern European style, like more wrinkles than anything. And she'd just cheer her little heart out, and my mom has distinct memories of going to games with her. So,
that's what I think. I wrote that article because people are just so passionate, and everybody's got this story about how they grew up going to games. Like my neighbor across the street, he told me that they used to have it sounds like a cage, basically, that parents could just drop. It was called I think it was the Rider rookie section, maybe it was called, but parents could just drop their kids off, and they could still, the kids could still watch the game. They were in this pen, I guess, and the parents would go sit in the stands, and like that's.
My parents literally did that to me.
I mean, to us now it seems pretty crazy, but that's a pretty cool experience when you're growing up as a kid.
They did that to me. I remember getting penned in there.
I mean, I'm sure I have the idea in my head different than what it actually was. But yeah.
There was a lot more soda pop, less beer.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I had a really fun Roughrider experience. One of my wife's friends works for the Riders, and she said she needed families and kids for their Grey Cup promotions. So they kitted out all the kids in Rider gear. Not that they needed to. We just came in our own gear. And then they basically just had to run at Gaynor and sprint at him while they took video and photos of little kids playing with Gaynor.
That's so cool.
So we move about 30 adults, and we're all kind of looking at the jerseys, and they started passing out all the different team jerseys for the league because they want to represent all the teams from across the CFL. Well, I kind of drew the short straw, and I got the Bomber gear.
Oh, God.
So it's in the middle of the playoff finals, and we're at the game, and I'm walking around in this blue jersey, and I've never experienced that before, but it was like anger.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
It was like throwing chum into an ocean full of sharks.
Yeah, not for the weak-hearted, for sure.
But then I started to play the heel and really get into it. So when the Bombers started scoring, I'd try and cheer and wave my hands and be really obnoxious, and I was really irritating everybody around me. And my mom's like, She could see me. She was sitting watching the game from her seat, and she's like, "Can you sit down and behave yourself?"
Your mom was probably so disappointed in you.
Oh, she was ashamed.
That's funny.
I started sending her selfies of us in bomber gear. She's like, "Quit it."
Disown you.
And then the guy beside me, he's just like, "You're the worst." He was like this really hardcore Rider fan.
Yeah.
And then by the third quarter, the lady comes and she's like, "Okay, everybody, we finished filming the commercial and we finished shooting, and we take off all the gear." And I hand it back to her, and the guy looks at me incredulously, and he says, "Wait, you're not actually a Blue Bomber fan?" And I'm like, "No, we're shooting a commercial. See, there's the cameras." And I'm pointing out all the cameras, and he's like, "Oh my God." He's like, "I thought you were one of those guys." And I'm like, "No, I was just playing it up for the camera."
That's so. Yeah, hopefully they get. I don't know. It's not looking promising that they're going to start on time, but hopefully they do. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I know. Just.
One of the other things that's been really cool is the Warriors. They've just been huge supporters. They brought our beer into the Warriors stadium or the rink, I guess, and it's been crazy.
I heard that. Yeah, that's a really awesome thing to do because yeah, I know they probably have agreements here, but it would be really nice.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
maybe we'll get you in there to like put in a good word.
Yeah, keep pushing.
The Pats listen to you, don't they?
I like to think so.
Maybe we could get you on the Pats podcast. I know they listen to the Pats podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, we have season tickets there, but yeah, it was a bit of a rough season to watch, but they're always so much fun. And my kids are just absolutely obsessed with them. So something to do in all winter. So yeah.
Are your boys hockey, football, all season sports, or are they more hockey fans?
They are huge hockey fans. We were supposed to be going to my oldest, he's 7. He's a big Knights fan. So we were supposed to be going to see them in Winnipeg this week. So he was pretty heartbroken about that. And then, yeah, they're just obsessed with hockey, but they love baseball too. And yeah, just a lot of sports. They love the Riders and the Rider games. And
are the Knights still the unofficial Saskatchewan NHL
I think,
team?
yeah, I think they have a lot of fans around here. So, I mean, they're a lot of fun to watch. So
I know I have a few friends who fly down. They try to catch as many games as they can.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, my son wants to go to a game in Vegas so bad, but I keep telling him I don't know if it's a place for a 7-year-old, but it would be something to see for sure. Well, one day we'll get there for sure.
Well, I've heard it's actually changed a lot. There's a lot of offerings for kids and families.
Oh, okay,
like
yeah.
It's kind of evolved from that crazy, seedy Rat Pack mobster thing to something else. It's more like Disneyland.
Yeah, I mean, I saw right before all the hotels closed there, they were down to about $5 or $6 a night. So,
wow.
Maybe. Yeah.
So, do you want me to tell you about a brand new beer that's just coming out for Rebellion?
Yes, please.
We've got this new one. It's called Beach Life, and it's something that's been on Mark's bucket list from the very beginning of the brewery. It's called a Kolsch. We just didn't have the processes and the equipment to pull it off, so we kind of had to put a pin in it. But now that we have all that gear and that equipment, we've done it. It's a beautiful, wonderful, light, crisp drinking beer for summer.
That sounds right up my alley. And it's called Beach Life, you said?
Beach Life, yeah.
That's a good name.
One of the neat things is Sobeys and other stores, Co-op, a lot of the retailers come to us and they say, we want to do something special. We want to do something exclusive to us, but we haven't really had the capacity or the space to pull it off. But we're kind of at that tipping point where we had hired enough people and got it figured out. So we are doing this one special just for Sobeys for a limited period of time.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we're going to sneak in little sunscreen bottles into limited packs.
Good idea.
So you can have a little sunscreen with your Beach Life.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I'll be having those on the patio all summer, I'm sure.
What are you drinking today?
Today, you know what? I looked in my fridge and I was looking for something that paired nicely with staying home with 2 kids. So I went with hazy.
Oh yeah.
Nice and strong. Might have another one after this. I'm not sure.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's it's definitely one of my favorites.
We actually recently tweaked the recipe. I don't know if you noticed the change.
Uh, yeah, I did. You know what? I noticed it was a little tiny bit different, but yeah, it's really good, really, really good.
Well, I'm glad to hear you're digging the hazy.
Yeah, yeah, I might need a few more for the coming days. We'll see.
So we get a lot of craft beer fans. We get a lot of people trying to figure out what's fun and local in Regina. Could you maybe give me like a top 3 local places that you think people should support while we're going through all this nonsense?
Like non-beer ones, or just anywhere?
Any local businesses you think really deserve a shout out?
Everyday Kitchen is absolutely one of my favorites.
Katie and Mark.
Yeah, I've been buying donuts from her since she was making them out of her kitchen, and she right now what I see is she's still selling, so she's still creating donuts because she wants to keep her staff employed, right? So she's offering free delivery. She does curbside pickup. There's no sitting in her restaurant, but what she's doing is donating all the proceeds to a charity. So she's not staying open for money. She's staying open to keep her staff employed, and I think that's really, really admirable. And so I'll be ordering some donuts later today for sure. And
I love Katie and Mark.
oh, they are like just the best people. They are so nice, and I think they're doing a really, really, really good job of their little shop there. So love supporting them. Takeaway Gourmet is another one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, Lena Young. She's awesome.
She's so awesome, and she loves beer too. So she's, but yeah, that store is just absolutely one of my favorites. I think it's so unique, and it's something that we didn't really know we were missing until it opened up. So really good place to go get just a plate of cheese and crackers, and they sell bagels from Montreal, and it's just I just love the vibe in there. They're so friendly and so welcoming all the time. So
100% agree.
yeah, one of my favorite spots. And then I mean, am I allowed to say multinational?
Yeah, you're allowed to say multinational. We love those guys.
Good. I mean, that's just one of our favorite spots. We stop there every Saturday when my kids play hockey. We always stop there after, and we stop for a beer, and the kids can play video games, and they're always quick to have a juice box, and they can have a cookie there, and it's just it's one of their favorite spots. I mean, my kids are 7 and 4, so it's nice that there's a place that we can just all hang out, and the kids love it, and we love it, and they're just so welcoming of everybody there. I mean, it's just anybody from all walks of life can go there and feel welcome and comfortable, and always nice to see a bunch of dogs in there. And it's just I just think it's just such a cool spot, and their whole vibe in there too is just I just love it.
It's like warm and cozy and
oh
fun.
Exactly, it's just so simple. And then they have these little theme nights that are just like movie nights. We went there to watch some Christmas movies, and yeah, and that tea box that they have there is just unreal. Like so yeah, really. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg for Regina. There's lots of great places, but
do you like their strawberry milkshake of doom?
I do. I absolutely love it. Yeah.
That's an IPA, by the way, for people who aren't sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we love going there too. So.
Well, Krista, I want to thank you for your time today.
Yeah, I really appreciate you having me on. That was a lot of fun.
Rebels, thank you for listening today. I'm going to include links so you can find Krista on social media and keep up with her and find all her lock-in outfits. If you have any questions or comments about the episode, be sure to join us on our brand new Facebook group page, the Rebellion Brewing Podcast. I'm also proud to let you know that the Rebellion Brewing Podcast is an affiliate member of the Saskatchewan Podcast Network. If you enjoy this show and are looking for something new to listen to, be sure to check them out at saskpodcastnetwork.com. I think it's something that's going to be a lifesaver while you're in lockdown. You're going to have to listen to something while you're doing all these chores and cleaning, so why not go now? We always have new beers coming out all the time, and even because of all this COVID-19 stuff, it doesn't mean the production stops. So I'm going to work hard to ensure we keep featuring them on the show, keep you up to date on what's coming out. We're going to be offering a lot of selection of beers on our online store. It's just coming in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. As always, be sure to join us on Facebook, Instagram, and Untapped so you don't miss out on a single thing. We're going to be giving away some prizes and doing some AMAs with our staff just to help break up the monotony and kind of reach out to fans and have a lot of fun in the craft beer community. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining the Rebellion.